Good evening. Welcome to the Ravenswood City School District Regular Board Meeting of November 14th, 2024. I will call the meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. I will begin with roll call. Trustee Nunez. Online? Okay. Trustee Shibomihin. Here. Trustee Tavera.
Present.
I myself, Trustee Bloom, am present. President Latu is absent today. And we have quorum, so I will. We will have the approval of the agenda, but I will say for item number 7A, we will have to table that one. Regarding the agenda. As I see none, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Does the chair make a motion to approve the agenda? Thank you.
To the chair, second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 3-0. I will now move on to closed session. If there's anyone who wants to address anything that will be addressed in closed session, now is your time. As I see no comments, I will move us on to closed session at 6:03 p.m. Thank you. Welcome back to the Ravenswood City School District Board meeting of November 14th, 2024. We are back from closed session at 6:51 p.m. For the record, I will note that Trustee Nunez joined us at 6:04 p.m. For item number, we will move on to item number 5, report of action taken during closed session. There was discussion and no action was taken. For item number 6, now is the time where we will hear from members of the public who would like to speak on items that are not agendized. And do we have any speakers?
Yes, through the chair, we have 2 speakers for item number 6.
You?
Our first speaker for agenda item number 6 is Mr. Larry Moody.
Um, um, Good evening, members of the Board of Trustees for Ravenswood City School District, Superintendent James Sedaria. I want to first and foremost thank you for your service. Thank you for what you do for our community and for the children and the families therein. I wanted to begin by celebrating the resounding victory for Measure J. You really should give yourself a pat on the back. I want to acknowledge the work of the committee that kind of shepherded and steered the community to I think it was a 75% favorable outcome. You know, Ravenswood is one of the few districts that doesn't mind taxing itself. I don't remember a time as an alumni parent of 3 Ravenswood students over the years, anytime it came down to doing something for our sons and daughters, this community has always stepped up and said yes, right? And so it comes with an affirmation that they believe that once they put their money where their mouth is, that it's up to you, the policyholders of this district, to kind of keep us updated on the progress of the activity and making sure that the community is in lockstep as we get ready to do the ribbon cutting for our new facilities, right? And that we're actively out in the community recruiting families, right, who can be candidates for our child development centers and begin pivoting those who are not a part of the Ravenswood community, pivoting them towards Ravenswood, right? And it's really
Thank you very much for your comment. And I know that it is short, but you can always email us to share more. And also we can have Superintendent Sudaria connect with you to also discuss more on this item. And I just also want to clarify, you're talking about Measure S, which was
Right.
the
Measure S.
Measure S. Okay,
Yep.
thank
Didn't
you
I
very
say that?
much. You said J, but Measure S.
Did I?
Yes, Measure S was the school board one,
No,
and
absolutely.
Measure JJ was the
So I
city.
didn't have an opportunity to congratulate you
Thank you very
and
much.
Samuel, so I
Yes.
will go sit down. Sound like you got a busy calendar.
Thank you very much.
And through the chair, our next speaker for agenda item 6 is Justin Stevens.
Well, good evening, members of Board of Trustees, and thank you, Mr. Moody, for the opportunity to speak this evening. My name is Justin Steffen, a proud resident of East Palo Alto and a dedicated member of FRC Team 8, Palo Alto High School's competitive robotics team. While our official season starts in the spring, we are currently in our off season, and we want to use this time to give back to our community in a meaningful way. Our team has been facilitating an annual Lego robotics program, a completely free 5-session-long summer camp initiative where elementary and middle school students build and program EV3 Lego robots in a hands-on learning environment. Through this program, students are exposed to fundamental engineering and programming concepts as they experiment with robotics, mechanisms, sensors, and coding. Palo Alto High School's robotics program has provided me with a vast amount of opportunities that I am infinitely grateful for. I'm being part of the Tinsley Transfer Program and experiencing life on both sides of Highway 101. I would love to see my peers in my community have the same opportunities. If our team could provide a robotics program here in East Palo Alto, we could improve access for young East Palo Alto students and help close that gap in a small but meaningful way. This program would provide about 20 of our community's younger students with an opportunity to explore robotics and experience STEM applications in a tangible, hands-on, and hopefully inspiring way. In order to make this program possible, I'm here today seeking your endorsement and approval to bring our Lego robotics program to the Ravenswood School District, specifically to East Palo Alto. Our vision is to offer this program regularly, either annually or biannually, beginning this upcoming winter quarter. We're proposing the following dates: November 30, December 1st, December 7th, December 8th, and December 14th, from 12 to 1:30 p.m. each day. We'd be grateful if the Ravenswood School District could provide us a venue where we could hold these sessions. Our goal is to spark curiosity.
Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your comment. We, as a board, have our board policy that you have 2 minutes to speak. We also cannot comment on items that are not agendized here, but we do thank you for your comment and your commitment to the community. I will also ask Superintendent Sudaria to connect with you to share about how you can partner with us with the robotics programs that we currently have at our school district. And our award-winning robotics program that we have at our school district. So she can share more about that and how you can also partner with your organization in ways that you can connect with us. So Superintendent Sudaria, please follow up with our 2 wonderful community members who came to join our meeting and share with us. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I will now move on to item number 7, which is the consent agenda. We had tabled item number 7A, and we will also table number 7H. So I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda with item number 7A and 7H tabled.
The chair, I'll make a motion to approve item number 7.
Thank you. And do I have a second?
Through the chair, I make a second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? All abstain. Motion carries 4-0. We will move on now to item number 8, which is board reports and communication. Does anyone have anything to share?
Through the chair, just want to make a brief announcement to the community. My daughter attends TK at Bellhaven, and tomorrow they're having a movie night from 5 to 7. So I just wanted to make that invitation to the community. And they're gonna play Moana the first, not second, but the second one's coming soon. So I think they're prepping the families to watch first, so that when the second comes out later this month, they'll watch the second. Bring your chairs and they'll provide snacks and water.
Wonderful. I'm assuming bring your blankets as well. Okay.
The chair, I'll make one, thank you. Just wanted to extend a formal farewell to our fellow colleague at Sequoia Union High School District, Madam President Shani Stevenson, who's ending her term as president and also ending her 4-year term as a trustee on the board. A number of trustees from Ravenswood joined their school board meeting yesterday, both in person and via Zoom, to bid our salutations and thank yous and gratitude and everything. But wanted to just have it noted here in our notes that we're very thankful for the work she has done on behalf of this community there at Sequoia District. Thank you, Shanice.
Thank you. I will also note that I was able to attend in person for President Stevenson yesterday, and it was just really great to see her celebrated. And I also just want to note that she was the first representative once they split into areas to represent our community. And so it's always hard to be the first to sit on a board and to create space for communities that have not always had space and a seat at the table. So I just want to say a special thank you to her for sitting in that seat after it was created and going through a lot in order to make sure our communities are represented and our voices are being heard at tables where we have not historically been heard. So I just want to say thank you again to Madam President, Shawnee Stevenson, and for the work that she has done and will continue to do within this community, even if she's not at her board seat. The other announcement that I do want to make is that we are going to be hosting a free health and wellness fair at Cesar Chavez Ravenswood Middle School on Wednesday, November 20th, which is next Wednesday from 1 to 5 p.m. There's going to be the flu vaccine that is going to be available to anyone who is 2 years old and over. There will be a high-dose flu vaccine available for 65 years and older. COVID-19 vaccinations are available for people who are 12 years and older. There's no appointment needed, no identification needed, no insurance is required, but all are welcome. There's going to be food, gifts, music, games, and community information. So please come out to our newly renovated space at CCRMS. And this is for the whole community. It's not just for the middle school or our school district, it's for everybody in the community. So everybody in the community is welcome to our campus to come and make use of the resources that we are able to host for everybody. So please come out, even if you've already gotten your vaccines, come out and get some food and see what other health resources are out there. That would be really great. Do we have any other board announcements? And then this is the last or first and last board meeting of November. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. That's not next week, but it's the week after. So I will say that. Enjoy the time. Next week is also teacher conferences. So I know that Superintendent Sudaria will be speaking to us about that. And that is it. So I will move on to item number 9, which is consideration to approve the board policies and administrative regulations for our second reading and action.
Through the chair, I'll make a motion to approve item number 9.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 4-0. I will now move on to item number 10, which is the consideration to approve the ground lease with Kidango.
Good evening, Christine. Over the summer, we conducted a request for proposals for leasing the Child Development Center. We received a number of proposals and been working since then to enter into finalize the form of a ground lease. The board gave direction at one point to proceed with Kidango, and so we did. We worked on that ground lease. Just as a quick reminder of the site that we are in. The site that we're in is the Los Robles sort of complex. So it includes a bunch of different properties on this site. In the northeast corner there, we have Los Robles Ronald McNair, which is currently under construction. We have the Boys and Girls Club site, field here. The Brentwood site that is currently being leased to the primary school, and this site here, I don't know if it has a formal name, but is currently being leased to La Escuela. The CDC site is currently being occupied by Los Robles as they're under construction. So Los Robles moved into the CDC site. We did add a couple of additional classrooms here and a bathroom portable. The Los Robles construction project, I'm pleased to report, is on time. We do expect that at this point to finish early summer, so should be good to go for the first day of school next year. So our full intent is to move the Los Robles students who are currently here back into their renovated, beautiful, permanent home at Los Robles, thus freeing up this space. This space has been occupied by Izzy. Izzy obviously is not there right now. They moved out this past summer. We leased the site out. We received a number of proposals. The most compelling proposal was from Kidango. The board did proceed with that. I said this to the superintendent. I think this might be the board's most desired lease I've been able to bring to you all. I think it hits all of the criteria that the board has historically asked for and that I have historically not been able to deliver. So it is nice being able to get that for you in one of these. Just quickly, so it'll be Cadango's site. They'll be responsible for all aspects of the site. It's a relatively short-term lease. It's a 5-year lease. We were able to add in a number of preferences for Ravenswood students in a couple of different ways. So checks to make sure that the students who are attending this site live in the community and just importantly are attending Ravenswood. The board was very clear in their directions to staff that if the district is going to give up an asset to some extent, give up to a community benefit organization, there better be a direct community benefit. So in this, we did set it up such that there has to be a benefit directly to Ravenswood in the form of prepared students. And we were able to get priority access for Ravenswood staff. The number 10 is a little bit, I think, a reasonable number. It's 10 out of probably 60 or so spots, not that many spots in here. And it depends a little bit on the economic model that they're using. If they end up being more of a Head Start program, a lot of our staff probably make incomes that are higher than that. But if they do go more of a mixed income model, which we're hoping that they will pursue, then some of our staff would be eligible for that. And we'll just put a plug, our staff also have priority access at all 5. So we have in places where we do have ground leases have been requiring the leasee to include a preference for Ravenswood staff. With that, I will conclude my presentation. I'm sorry, and just to clarify, tonight the board is reviewing the presentation, although I guess they can vote, but can vote if they want, but also just reviewing it.
Thank you. Any other questions and comments?
Just a quick question. Was the staff surveyed to gauge interest in these like Head Start programs, whether it's all 5 or this one?
I don't believe we've done that. I was trying to remember, we did not do that for this project. I was trying to remember if we did that for the all 5 project. I don't think we've actually done a survey on childcare needs of staff.
And so if it turns up that there's more interest in these 10 spots, would there be wiggle room? Right, like, has the 10 spots?
Yeah, they certainly, these are more kind of like the
It's like
housing
the-
project. It's you're first in line.
Yeah.
Up to 10 people, but if you're the 11th person, you're still welcome to get in line and sort of fill up a spot, just like you would for the public. You still get that sort of special priority.
Through the chair, I have a question, but if you have a question.
I had a question on the lease itself. I think there was some of the language. I don't have it pulled up right in front of me right now, but yeah, it was B1. Is that right? B1, it said that there is 80% of the students who are enrolled should live within the Ravenswood district. But then in B1 or BI, it has like the language is a little unclear because it says Ravenswood students versus Ravenswood district. Yeah, versus Ravenswood district community members.
Sorry, there's 2 different sort of concepts here. One is they need to be serving students who live within the district boundaries.
Right.
So as a Head Start program, they're not able to turn away a student who lives in San Jose. So if a kid lives in San Jose, they get in line. We can't say, you can't come here. So they can't legally say 100%.
Right.
But we put in you got to have at least 80% in. And then on top of that, we said, your graduating students, 80% of them need to come here. There's a couple of different sort of.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that it says Ravenswood students in that that B1,
Yeah.
but it should say Ravenswood residents, like students of Ravenswood residents. So just to clarify, because that section is regarding the 80% of Ravenswood residents, like community members, and then the second section is regarding Ravenswood students, like people who are coming, 80% of the graduates coming to Ravenswood City Schools.
Got it, makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, one question. I know you said that you weren't very certain about the financial scope of it, like what they would charge. When, if at all, would you maybe get some clarity on that, just for our awareness?
I can ask. I think that there's, I think the intent is for low to no tuition. So
Yeah.
it's not, it wouldn't be, I don't think they're gonna come back and say, here's $5,000.
Yeah.
But I can get what they charge at other sites.
Yeah, and no, yeah, the reason why I asked, you kind of mentioned there that, they've received, there's that incentive of getting that credit for, so I was just wondering if we knew what that would look like. Well, thank you for that.
Through the chair, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Yeager, for this presentation. I'm a little confused about the sentence in bullet point number 3, that last sentence about if it falls under 80% for 2 consecutive years. But is it really 3 consecutive years? Because there's the plan after the 2 years. There's like, you go into a plan and then it's after 3 years, then you can terminate the lease.
I have to go back to the specific language of that. I don't remember that one off. Knowing the trustee like I do, I would assume that you are right in your reading.
It's just, whoever created this document on the agenda, they're right.
I have a little bit of a head cold and I'm not 100% sure I'm not my usual self memorizing this stuff right now.
I hope you feel better.
But if you're looking for it, it is right under, the one we're just discussing. B1, and then B2 and B3 are the ones that take percentages. It's at the bottom of page 2.
Yes, sorry, it's 3%, 3 consecutive years. This was amended slightly after the software created, so that's the discrepancy, and that's actually modified a bit. So I did not update the slide. You are right. Sorry about that.
And it's also 3 consecutive years of 70%
Correct.
or below. But then 80% or below for two consecutive years is, or each year, 80% is an improvement plan.
Exactly. Right.
Any other questions or comments? With the, because there's just that one language change. I'm looking to you all to hear if there will be a motion on the table to approve, or if we want to send it back for, to clear up the language and then approve in the next board meeting.
The chair, is there, I'm a fan of clearing up the language and then bringing it back, but is there, what kind of implications that entail in terms of?
There's no huge time crunch here. The goal is for them to move in this summer. And so we want to start that planning and design process so they can get ready with some construction improvements. I think if the board was signaling support of this, I think they could probably proceed with that over the next month between board meetings. And then the board could potentially take action for the next board meeting. I don't think that would materially affect anything.
Yeah, I think that I would like to take full move, push it until the next board meeting so that we can just make sure that we're approving the contract that with the language. That's the,
Seems very reasonable.
yes. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? As I see none, I will move on to number 11, which is consideration to approve the tentative agreement with CSEA.
Good evening, trustees. I am joined by our CSEA union partner, Lily Cheadle, who is the current CSEA president. We are here to recommend the tentative agreement for the 24-25 school year for your approval. We have agreed to a 2.58% increase to the current salary schedule, as well as an increased contribution towards the district health and welfare benefits. And additionally, one more thing, we have agreed to a one-time retention bonus for returning CSEA staff members.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments from the board? Or from the presenters? Right. I just want to say welcome, and I think the new leadership is new, right? Pretty new, so I don't know if we've had you stand in front of us since the new leadership change. So welcome and congratulations. And I am excited to say, vote however I'm going to vote. But I also want to just say thank you to all of the CSEA staff and all of the leadership team who worked with our district, and the teams just communicating and being able to be innovative and work together and come to this agreement. And so I just want to say thank you for all the time and effort that you guys not only put in to serve our students and our community, but also to negotiate and work with each other. So thank you so much. So with that, I will entertain a motion to approve item number 11.
Through the chair, I make a second.
First. Okay.
I'll make a motion to
Okay.
approve item 11.
I second.
All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. All abstain. Motion carries 4-0. All right, we will now move on, and I assume there's no other questions or comments. We will now move on to item number 12, which is the superintendent's report.
Right, so wanted to share with you just some updates across the district. We are approaching our 65th day of school and almost there. All right, so yes, that's our 65th day of school, if I counted correctly and keeping track. Should probably check in with our team members to make sure. But there is a lot going on in Ravenswood, and so I encourage the trustees, if you're in social media, to follow our handles here from our district to our 4 schools. There's a lot going on, and one of the main things that we were able to do today was honor Ruby Bridges Day, which is our 3rd annual symbolic walk, where we walked from Jack Bell Park to Castaño School, and we were led by our principal, Rhonda White, and students as well. And again, our group gets larger and larger each year, and it's just a representation of our community coming together, rallying around a great cause in regards to just recognizing the need to continue to fight for equity and ensuring we provide the best education for our students and how it's a collective effort. Also want to let you all know that we are administering our beginning of the year student survey. And what you're seeing here on the right is our completion rate thus far. And we hope to have as many students as possible have their voices heard. It's designed to gather valuable insights into students' sense of belonging and track its evolution over the school year. This provides every student with an opportunity to share their voice, and it's in alignment with our Ravenswood promise in terms of ensuring that we getting input from our students to inform our practice. And we hope to have this as close to 100% as possible from each site across the grade levels. And we will share that update with you once we get the information. So trustee Blue mentioned that next week are conferences. And hopefully the parents on the board have received notice from their teachers. Two of the three so far, so we'll make sure our third one gets notified. But our goal is to remain committed to ensuring families understand specifically their child's reading progress. So there's a lot to cover during the conferences, but we are making the commitment across our school district to ensure that every family member receives their child's beginning of the year literacy status. And then obviously the work that they have been doing, the teachers will showcase to families formative assessments and the progress students have made to this point in improving their reading along their reading journey. And so it's an opportunity also for families to come with questions. And so our Assistant Director of Strategy and Engagement has helped create a tool for our families to be able to use to guide the conversation. And both our educators and parents are getting ready for this event next week. As there's probably an opportunity for about 24 sessions to be held by each teacher if all of our families accept the invitation. And our other big rock is obviously trying to improve attendance. And this is as of today, our attendance. You can see that yesterday we were at 94% ADA. Of the year, we are at 92% on average. And then you can see by school and by grade level where we stand over the last week. And we are constantly reviewing this data on a regular basis. And parents on the board, if your child in the month of November has excellent attendance, they're eligible to win tickets to see Hamilton at the San Francisco Sportsman Theater. We're just trying to push the importance of coming to school every day to build relationships and be exposed to our standards. Our third big rock is around talents. And we're really excited about improving the recruitment and hiring that Joan O'Neill oversees, as she has launched last year this committee in partnership with our foundation. And we are able to expand this work. So the committee members that are yet to be determined, we just sent out a notice to recruit folks, will play a vital role in leading recruitment efforts and serving as ambassadors for the district. So this would include providing input on marketing materials, attending job fairs, and assisting with phone interviews. And I think one of the main pieces too that's really important is once we have identified candidates, connecting with them afterwards to support them through the transition process and onboarding process, and connecting with educators who are already here to kind of show them the ropes and get them excited so they have a soft landing when they officially start in Ravenswood. So I appreciate the work that our Executive Director, Joan O'Neill, has done in partnership with our foundation to really get other team members to support with the recruitment, so we can have another fantastic year of hiring and filling all of our classroom positions. And of course, these are all aligned to our learner profile. And so under discovery and exploration, we were really excited that recently in October, we kicked off the year with our first school canvas promise walks. And we had our school leaders alongside family and community leaders, even board members from Sequoia Union High School District, participate in observing classrooms and seeing what part of the Ravenswood promise exists and where there's areas of opportunity. And so we use the learner profile as our guide And we celebrated the successes as well as I mentioned just a second ago, areas that we would want to continue to grow in. And Joy has helped synthesize, our Assistant Director of Strategy Engagement has helped synthesize some of the information that we've collected. And you can see the highlights listed on the right there. Obviously, we'll dive deeper into the growth areas as well. And this information has recently been shared with our principals, who then will share with the greater community, creating action plans to address the areas of growth. And then lastly, again, our assistant director has been really busy. Joy has engaged in collaborating with students to dive deeper into the Ravenswood learner profile. And through these discussions, students are sharing their perspectives and ideas, which will help shape our ongoing action planning to align to the Ravenswood promise. So we hope that this student-centered approach just really reflects and resonates with our students and making sure we elevate their voices in the community action plan. And you can see statements on the right that Joy has collected where they're actually looking at the data. So the middle school was actually looking at their own attendance data, and they had a lot to say about it. And we're grateful to be able to capture their statements and incorporate them in our work.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? I, of course, have a comment. I know that, and Joy, you can tell me, I think that the action plan, the time we brought all the community members together for the canvas plus the action plan time. Yes, the community event was October 24th, maybe 22. So I will say two of the things that we saw on this slide, which was the tickets to Hamilton and the sheet for parents and teachers for conferences were ideas that were sprouted from the community engagement that we did at that meeting. And they were literally two ideas that the community came forward and said, we need to do this. We should have an action plan around it. And there were different points of action plans from like now until January, I believe, or yeah, within the next 2 to 3 months. And so to see two ideas be formed, be kind of fleshed out in that 2-hour time or 1 hour time, 1.5 hour time, and then see it actually happening on both of the campuses, on all the campuses, and seeing it presented here, I'm just, to Mr. Moody's point of how we engage our community and bring them onto campus to create felt change in our district. That is a clear example of us being able to do that and bring that change and also bring in those incentives to make sure that the community and the kids that come to our school know the things that are important to us as a district. And I will just say, like, I'm excited and impressed, and I just want to say, Joy, you've been very busy. So thank you for the work that you're putting in to make sure that we stay clear-eyed and focused on these 3 goals. And thank you, Superintendent Sudaria, also for your leadership and being in these places, in these meetings. And I know she didn't share this, but I know she also went to the city council meetings for East Palo Alto and Menlo Park in the last 3 weeks to share about our Ravenswood promise to our community and the leaders in our community. And so I just want to say thank you for your service, and also thank you for going and sharing this vision to our community. And so I really hope our community members take the opportunities when we do invite everybody onto campus to come onto campus and interact and engage and see what's happening in our classrooms, and also continue to work with us as leaders to make sure that this Ravenswood promise goes beyond the district walls, but goes into the community and the city, and that we can think about what are some action plans that we can have at the library or at our community organizations and community partners to make sure that our community is also clear-eyed and focused on these specific learning goals. So thank you for the update, and thank you for the work that you all are doing. Right, I'll move on. for the consideration to approve resolution number SY 2512, board member excused absences for President Lot 2, who is sick. And I will move to approve if I can get a second.
I'll second.
Resolution number SY 25-12, board members excused absences, whereas Education Code 3521-120.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. The next item is the regular board meeting. Next regular board meeting will be held on December 12th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Open session will begin at 6:45 p.m. And number 15, the district annual organization meeting is set for December 19th at 6 p.m. I know that Trustee Tavera and I were not on the ballot because we were unopposed. And so we will be sworn in again for another 4 years on December 19th. So I am again extending the invitation for the whole community to come celebrate with us at 6 o'clock on December 19th here in the boardroom. And thank you for your continued confidence in us and the work that we are doing here. And with that, I will adjourn this meeting at 7:32 p.m.